Okay guys, in today's video we're going to be taking a look at my portfolio, but this time we're going to be taking a look at the growth of my portfolio, the amount of growth my stocks have had in that portfolio. So let's get straight into it and dive into the first stock. Okay guys, so the first stock is actually BT. Now we were up 9.94% last month. That's not a typo. That's 9.94%. So that's nearly 10% in 1 month, which is pretty nuts. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting with our smaller holdings, and then we're going to be moving through the portfolio, so we get to the larger and larger holdings towards the end. Now, if you want to see me go from minimum wage, what I'm currently doing now, to being a multi-millionaire with this portfolio, then make sure you click that subscribe button so you can follow along the journey. Now, we have a current holding in BT of £6.04. I know, a lot. And it currently has a dividend of 5.34%. So that's our first stock there. That's BT, up 9.94%. Current holding £6.04, and it also pays a dividend of 5.34%. So amazing growth in the last month. Now let's move on. So our next stock that we have is primary healthcare. Now with primary healthcare, we were up 6.98%. Now we have a current holding here of £9.20, and primary healthcare currently pays a dividend of 7.66%. So that's a really nice dividend, and also we're getting very impressive growth there. And again, this is just like the last 30 days. This isn't the year. This is the last 30 days. Now we do have a stock within this portfolio that does incredibly well over the last 30 days. Blows the last BT one out of the water. But yeah, it's crazy to think what my portfolio did in the last 30 days. And spoiler alert, it did incredibly well. So yeah, I'm very pleased with the performance. So that's primary healthcare, up nearly 7%. Current holding is £9.20. Dividend 7.66%. Next one is Money Supermarket. Now over the course of the last month, we were up 3.96%. We have a current holding here of £9.70, and it pays a dividend currently of 6.46%. So again, really impressive. Nearly 4% growth in the last month. Current holding £9.70 and a dividend of 6.46%. Now, moving on to the next stock. So next we have Vodafone. Now with Vodafone, we were up 4% over the last month. We have a current holding here of £9.75, and Vodafone currently pays a dividend of 8.21%. So the last month has been fantastic. However, over the last few years, Vodafone stock has been tumbling. So it's not all sunshine and rainbows with Vodafone stock. The last month happens to be very good, but over the course of the last few years, that has absolutely nosedived. So some green shoots for recovery there for Vodafone. I'm not too sure, but you know, fingers crossed. Okay, next one up, we have National Grid. Now with National Grid, we were up 5.4%. We have a current holding here of £9.80, and we have a dividend, currently paying dividend, of 5.76%. So another really good amount of growth. Now what I will say is, within this portfolio, over the course of the last month, I only had one stock that was down, which we'll see in a minute, and the rest were up. So really amazing month. I can't believe actually how much the portfolio grew. So where did we get to there? National Grid. So we're up 5.4%, current holding £9.80, and a dividend here of 5.76%. Now next up, we have United Utilities. Now United Utilities were up 4.68%, and we have a current holding here of £10.02, Now, United Utilities also pay a dividend of 5.13%. So, just like the rest of them, it's amazing. The last 30 days, seemingly every stock I'm picking at the minute is an absolute winner. Yeah, just got a lot of luck very early in the year. It's probably going to turn around later for me. But yeah, United Utilities again had a very good last month. So next up we have Aviva, where we were up 7.16%. We have a current holding in Aviva of £10.20p and a dividend here of 6.8%. So that's a really high dividend. Some really nice growth there from Aviva. Yeah, was really happy with that. Now it starts to ramp up my holdings in each stock. Well, I say ramp up, ramp up for me. So next up we have Legal and General. So Legal and General, we were up 8.51%. These numbers are absolutely absurd. We were up 8.51% in the last month with Legal and General. I have a current holding here of £12.05p. Legal and General also pays a dividend of 8.62%. I know. So yeah, great month for Legal and General, great month for that particular stock there. Now, next up we have BP. So in the previous month, BP were up. It's nuts. 5.74%. I have a current holding in BP of £13.80p, and it currently pays a dividend of 5.29%. Amazing. Now, I'm not sure what's going on with the stock market. Maybe you guys can tell me in the comments, like, whether the last 30 days were unusually exceptional, because literally everything I have is on an absolute run for the last 30 days. I don't really know what's happened. Just got super lucky. I expect that luck's going to run out at some point. But yeah, it's crazy. Right, next up, so we've just done BP. Next up we have GSK. So with GSK we were up 9.07%. Now, what I will say is, if you're looking at the screenshots on the computer there, or on your device there, however you're choosing to watch the video, it may not link up exactly with how I'm saying it, because it's updating in in real time. So there might be a few percentage off here and there, but it is more or less what happened. So it might be a few pennies out in the grand total of what I'm telling you from what the screenshot will be at the end. But yeah, just wanted you, if there's a little discrepancy between what I'm saying and what you're seeing on screen there, it's because it's updating in real time. So yeah, GSK, we're up 9.07%. We have a current holding in GSK of £14.41p, and GSK pays a dividend currently of 4.22%. Now, next up we have HSBC. So HSBC, we were up 10.08%. We have a current holding in HSBC of £17.47p, and it pays a dividend currently of 5.45%. So HSBC up over 10%, up over double figures. Current holding at £17.47p, and a dividend of 5.45%. Okay, next up we have Tesco. It just gets madder and madder. So Tesco, we were up 9.08% in the last 30 days, and all of these numbers are the last 30 days. I have no idea what's happened. Please let me know, because I'm none the wiser, honestly. So Tesco was up 9.08%. We have a current holding in Tesco of £19.70p, and Tesco is currently paying a dividend here of 3.18%. So that's really nice. I do like Tesco stock. Bit of a smaller dividend than everything else in the portfolio at 3.18%, but it's fairly steady. Well, last month it wasn't. It was an absolute rocket last month, going up over 9%. But yeah, I do like Tesco stock. Right, moving on, we have IG. So IG, we were up, but only 0.94%. So nearly we were up 1%, which is unusual for me. If it did, every stock did that every month, I'd be on a beach somewhere. But we were up 0.94% with IG stock for the last month. We have a current holding here of £19.86, and it currently pays a dividend of 4.73%. So far, that is the worst performing stock of the month, with a 1% growth in the month. Yeah, now, moving on. Something a little more familiar, Diageo. So, we were down with Diageo, which is very unusual for me. So we were down 10.09%, so just over 10% with Diageo there. We have a current holding in Diageo of £21.78, and Diageo is currently paying a dividend of 3.8%. So that is the first stock that we were actually down for in the month, but the rest of the portfolio has done exceptionally well, and the rest of the portfolio does exceptionally well, as you'll see, and one in particular is unbelievably good. So next up we have BAE Systems. So they were up 1.82% over the last 30 days, and we have a current holding here of £24, and it's currently paying a dividend as of recording of 2.55%. So again, really nice, a bit better than Diageo, who were down. But it's nice to get back on the winners. So again, up 1.82%, current holding of £24, and it's paying a dividend here of 2.55%. Now, next up is a really interesting one actually. So we have a company called First Internet. Now, I personally didn't buy this stock. This is actually a free share. So one of you incredible people went and clicked that link in the description, signed up to Freetrade. It was the app that I used to do all this, and we both got a free share. So that for me was First Internet, and for the person who clicked the link and went through and signed up to free share was also First Internet. So we created money out of nothing, which was really nice. And over the last month, it was actually up 2.96%. Now the current holding, because it's an American stock, comes in at $33.20, but converted that's actually £26.61. Now it also pays a dividend here of 0.75%. So great stuff, and all of that was for free, just because one of you incredible people clicked the link and signed up with Freetrade and started your investment journey. So we both got a free share and created a bit of money out of nothing. So that's really cool, and the stock just seemingly keeps rising, because all of my stocks do. Diageo. Now next up we have Admiral. So with Admiral we were up 11.39%. We have a current holding in Admiral of £28.06, and Admiral is currently paying a dividend of 3.1%, which is really nice. And again, it's another stock that's double figure growth for the last month. That's crazy. That's crazy, right? This is absolutely nuts. So I say it again, 11.39% over the last month, current holding £28.06, paying a dividend of 3.1%. Now next up was by far our best performer of the month. So next up we have British American Tobacco, and they were up an incredible 15.75% over the course of the last month. Insane. We have a current holding here of £33.92, and British American Tobacco also pays a dividend of 6.94%. So again, absolutely crazy numbers, up 15.75% over the course of that's not a year, that's a month. Over the course of the last month, current holding £33.92p, dividend just shy of 7%, coming in at 6.94%. So again, guys, if you know that something has happened within the stock market to make all of this stuff go absolutely crazy for me, please let me know. Now, next up we have Unilever. So Unilever were up, shocker. This is going to come back to bite me, I'm pretty sure. We're up 5.21%. We have a current holding in Unilever of £47.48p, and it currently pays a dividend of 3.09%. So again, really nice. Course of the last month, up over 5%, current holding of £47.48p, and a dividend of just over 3%. Really nice. Okay, so next up we have Rio Tinto. Now, Rio Tinto were up over the course of the last month, 2.63%. Now we have a current holding in Rio Tinto of just shy of £50, coming in at £49.92p, and Rio Tinto currently pays a dividend of 6.76%. Now I don't know why, I just really like Rio Tinto. Now it's in the mining sector, so it goes in cycles, but I've always liked Rio Tinto. Don't know why, just like it. I'm not sure. I just really like the stock. Nice dividend, but it's one of them that does a bit of this. So yeah, that was Rio Tinto. Now, again, the holdings now in the last three start to notch up a little bit. So the next one is VHYL. So they were up 4.65% over the course of the last 30 days. Now we have a current holding here of £56.92p, and it currently pays a dividend of 2.48%. So that was really nice. Now, the last three, that being one of the last three, there's quite a lot of overlap, and I'll try and consolidate all of these. And let me know your thoughts in the comments as to how I'll go about doing this. But yeah, as you'll see, the next two as well, the holdings ramp up quite a bit. So up next we have VUSA or VUSA. Now they were up 2.36% over the course of the last month. We have a current holding here of £92.40p, and this currently pays a dividend of 1.07%, which is really nice. And then last up, this is our largest holding, is VUAG. So we were up 2.32% over the course of the last month. We have a current holding here of £278.10p. Now, this is completely growth and doesn't pay a dividend, but over the course of the last month we were up 2.32%. So that was nuts. Now you want to have a look at the overall portfolio. So the overall portfolio was up 3.4%, or about £28, which is unbelievable for 1 month performance. Now, like I mentioned during the video, if I could get this every month, I'd be on the beach somewhere in the very near future with someone handing me cocktails all day long. So fingers crossed that is going to happen. But yeah, it was a nuts month. It was absolutely crazy. Let's hope it continues. And if you want to see this journey continue and me go from minimum wage to being a multimillionaire using this portfolio, hit that subscribe button and follow along for the journey. Thanks so much for watching the video. If you want to see me take my first baby steps into the stock market, click this video right here. But apart from that, I'm Steve. This is the Extra Income Boss. I will see you guys again in that one right there. Peace.